The long winter break is over. It's race day at Daytona. It is a season opener for the 2019 NASCAR Mock season and the 2019 ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards Race Season. It is time to go stock car racing in 2019, and as always, it begins right here at the World Center of Racing in Daytona Beach, Florida. Welcome to the Daytona International Speedway, the first of 20 events in 2019. I'm Rick Burton in the broadcast booth, and we're happy to have you along watching here on Mark Jet 531. As you see, we have 40 talented drivers on pit road waiting for the green flag to drop in the 2019 season, which is only a matter of moments away from now. Each year, when we kick off a brand new season, the main storyline heading into the first race at Daytona is the veterans versus the rookies, the youth and experience. We have a lot of new drivers, new teams, and new tracks added to the 2019 ARCA season. Hoping for a good one, as it will be the last normal season for ARCA, as it will transition over to being owned by NASCAR beginning in 2020. But here, it is a bright, beautiful Saturday afternoon, but it is no doubt a busy weekend here at Daytona. After today's race, we're not over yet, as we'll be here tomorrow afternoon for Daytona 500 pole qualifying at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it'll be immediately followed by the running of the 2019 Clash, which will be at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. As we take a look at the cars on pit road, you'll see a lot of fast cars scattered all throughout the field, including the likes of Harrison Burton, fastest in practice but unable to post a top speed in qualifying. Burton will start deep in the field, rolling out 30th in his Martin Buildings Toyota for MDM Motorsports. But if you look further back, you'll find 8-time Daytona winner Bobby Gerhart. 8 wins at Daytona, but he'll have to start 32nd on the grid in his Lucas Oil Chevrolet. Another favorite, Michael Self, running full-time for DGR Crosley Racing in the number 54 Toyota, the defending winner of this race. He took home the checker flag 1 year ago, but he'll roll off 17th on the grid this afternoon. Also in the field is former Genie Motorsports development driver Josh Berry, making a rare appearance in the ARCA Racing Series, driving the number 22 for Chad Bryant Racing. Josh Berry will start 6th today in the 22, but all will be chasing the number 17. Third-generation driver Ty Gilliland, starting on the pole after posting the quickest time in group qualifying yesterday afternoon. Gilliland will be joined by Riley Herbst in the number 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Gilliland and Herbst, along with many others running this race, to get a little bit more seat time at Daytona, as they'll be competing in next week's NASCAR Gainer Outdoor Truck Series race at Daytona. That is next Friday night here on March 531. But that is all of the pre-race news. We're going to send it down trackside for the opening ceremonies here at Daytona.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks.
Drivers, start your engines!
Alright, the cars are soon to be making the way onto the track, but before they do, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the 2019 ARCA season following our coverage today in Daytona. Now, we've already documented that it's been a 20-race season, and even though the long off-season winter break is over, we'll be taking another long break here after today from Daytona. Over a month away will be our next stop on the 2019 tour, the Nashville Fairgrounds on March 15th. That'll be the next time we see these cars on track, followed by Salem on March 29th, and the ARCA Racing Series debut at Greenville-Pickens Speedway in Easley, South Carolina on April 6th. And then we'll head from the short track half mile to the biggest track in racing, the Talladega Superspeedway, on April 26th. Yesterday afternoon, we had group qualifying giving the number 17 of Ty Gilliland the General Tire Pole Award, running a handful of races in the DGR Crosley. Number 17, he'll be competing full-time once again in the NASCAR Gainer Outdoor Truck Series for KBM in 2019, being teammates with the guy starting right beside him, Riley Herbst, in the number 18. But beginning at Nashville in a couple of weeks, 2018 K&N East champ Tyler Ankrum will be taking over the full-time job and duties of the number 18. He's not old enough to compete here at Daytona. But now let's take a look at the starting field today. We've already talked about the two Toyota drivers on the front row. Well, how about we jump back to row number 2 as the cars now beginning to head off pit lane. A couple of rookies with strong qualifying efforts. Anthony Alfredo making his first Daytona start alongside Cody Rohrbach in the number 7 with his best career spot. Christian Eck is no doubt one of the favorites for the 2019 ARCA Championship. He will roll off 5th on the outside. That is Josh Berry in the 22. Will Rogers running the full campaign for Kenny Schrader Racing. He'll roll off 7th in the number 52. Natalie Decker in the 25 won the pole here 1 year ago. She'll start 9th. You see Tyler Dipple, another rookie driver for Wintron Racing this season, rolling off 12th on the grid. Row 8, Brandon Grosso and Thad Moffitt both making their Daytona debuts here today. Michael Self, 17th on the grid. He won this race 1 year ago. Brett Holman's in the number 23 team back in the series, set to run 11 races during the course of the year. And there's Stephen Parsons, son of former NASCAR driver Phil Parsons in the number 66. And there you see Harrison Burton, Bobby Gerhart, two drivers will be contending for the win here this afternoon, no doubt, starting deep in the field of a 40-car field. The 34, Mike Basham, 67 of Cody Lane, rounding out the field of 40 this afternoon. It is a 25-lap race at Daytona, the first race of the 2019 ARCA Racing Series season. In the front row, young guns Ty Gilliland and Riley Herbst on the front row. The pace car hits pit lane, and the beginning of the 2019 NASCAR Mock season is underway with the Lucas Oil 200 from Daytona. Nice jump on the outside with the 18 of Riley Herbst, getting a nice push from the 7. That's Cody Rohrbach. But on the inside, Ty Gilliland help from Anthony Alfredo in the number 40, as they're already 3 wide outside the top 10. Still door to door up front, Riley Herbst and Ty Gilliland. That's the 43 of Sean Core, making it 3 wide here outside the top 10 in that 43 car. Come off turn number 4 to complete lap number 1, give it to the number 17 of Ty Gilliland for DGR Crosley. Looks like he'll lead lap number 1 at Daytona, the first lap led in 2019. He's not got it. He's not got the lead just yet though, as on the outside once again comes the 18 of Riley Herbst. Double wide throughout the top half of the field as is Cody Rohrbach. Josh Berry pushing the 18 to the lead down the backstretch. It's a lot organized on the outside, but same for the inside. But right as I say that, here comes the 27. Well, that's the 28, Brandon Grosso, making it 3 wide back in that number 28 car. That hurt the performance on the inside line. When Grosso made that move, that gives Riley Herbst the lead. Off turn number 4, down the front straight away. The number 18 will lead lap number 2 here in Daytona. Saw Riley Herbst try to jump down in front of the 17 of Ty Gilliland, but he was unable to make it happen. Unable to shut the door on the 17, so now they remain 3 wide. That's Tyler Dipple in that 32 car trying to make a third lane at the top of the track, helped from the 54 Michael Self. They still remain double wide here. And we had trouble for the 5 of Bobby Gerhart. 8-time winner at Daytona, Bobby Gerhart on pit road. And it looks like he's been on pit road since lap number 1. So trouble for the number 5 of Gerhart. It does not look like he'll get win number 9 at Daytona this year. We're going to have to go and take a look at Bobby Gerhart and what happened to him in just a moment. Up front, though, it's still double wide. The top 6 spots have not changed since the jump of the green flag. It's still being Gilliland, Herbst, Alfredo, and Rohrbaugh, Eckes, and Berry, the top 6. And once again, outside the top 10, that's the 27, Travis Braden, putting Brandon Grosso in the middle. That's 33 of Daniel Sasnet right behind that 33 car. Ice always strong here on the restrictor plate races in the ARCA Racing Series. Brett Holmes in the 23. There's Harrison Burton. We talked about him starting back in 30th place on the grid. Burton has already picked up 10 spots, putting himself inside the top 20. 5 laps now. 4 laps now completed here at Daytona. There's Natalie Decker up the track in that 25 car. Hitting the 3rd lane at the top of the track. Help from Sean Core. And once again, nobody has an edge up front as they're almost 4 wide back here. You heard one car scraping the wall. That may have been Sean Core in that 43 car. As they come off turn number 4. Will be 5 laps completed. And there they go, the 77 the outside wall. That is Joe Graff Jr. spinning through the grass. Caution flag is out for the first time this afternoon. 23, Brett Holmes involved. You saw the 25, Natalie Decker through the grass. The 69 of Scott Reeves. First caution flag is out. There's the 48 spinning on the apron down at turn number 1. That's Brad Smith. Damage on the 46, Thad Moffitt. Grandson of Richard Petty. Brendan Grosso damage on that 28, Mike Basham. Heavy front end damage on the 67 of Cody Lane, making his first trip to Daytona. And there's your Berlin winner from 1 year ago, Joe Graff Jr., one of our championship contenders for 2019. Running full time for Chad Bryant Racing. But at the stripe, it was Todd Gilliland who held off for Riley Herbst. He'll be the leader when we go back green in just a couple of minutes. But Riley Herbst, Anthony Alfredo, Cody Rohrbaugh, and Christian Eckes, Josh Berry, Chase Purdy, Will Rogers, Travis Braden, and Daniel Sasnet, your top 10. And we're going to see if we have any takers down pit road. And looks like we do. The 27, Travis Braden, giving up 9th place on track to come down pit road to get 4 fresh tires. You may believe he possibly ran over some debris from the crash off turn number 4. Coming down, getting some fresh tires. Full tank of gas. Also on pit road, you saw behind Braden the 3 of Willie Mullins, the 12 of Harrison Burton, the 55 of Brandon Lynn. Coming down pit lane. Todd Gilliland is your leader as we are 7 laps into this Lucas Oil 200. Let's take a quick look at what took place to bring on the first yellow. Alright, let's look at the crash coming off turn number 4. I believe the initial contact is going to come with the 77, Joe Graff Jr. coming off turn number 4. And there's the 55 of Brandon Lynn. And you see the contact right there. Lynn hooks the 77 in the left rear corner panel. Sends Graff down the track. Bounces back up the track. Into the 28 of Grosso, the 25 of Decker, the 23 of Holmes, and more. Burton drives away in the 12 car. But Decker, Holmes, Joe Graff Jr. certainly got the worst of it in that 77 as you saw him be teleported to pit lane, unable to fire his car. And there's Bobby Gerhart. We are going to take a look at what happened in Gerhart before we go green. Before we go back green. And that happened. Now we saw Cody Lane have a lot of damage on the front end of that 67, but the crash has already happened and we did not see right there. That will explain it right there. Cody Lane can't slow it down and runs right in the back of the 28 of Brandon Grosso. Let's take another look at how Brandon Lynn got on the left rear corner panel. Remember, these bumpers do not line up correctly here in the ARCA Racing Series, so it's so easily to make a mistake and to cause something like this to happen. Brandon Lynn, you see he's trying to help the 77 of Joe Graff on the outside. All that did was just cause a big pileup here off turn number 4. Thad Moffitt, Brennan Grasso, Natalie Decker. A lot of good cars taken out here already on lap number 5. Now let's take a look at Bobby Gerhart in the number 5 Lucas Oil Chevrolet. And looks like he has trouble right as we take the green flag. All the preparation for this race just to have it all blow up here before he even takes the green flag. Bobby Gerhart, a mechanical failure on the 5. That has sent Bobby Gerhart behind the wall, and he will finish 40th here this afternoon at Daytona. Tough break for the 8-time Daytona winner, Bobby Gerhart. Alright, the field is back lined up, double wide, getting ready for a restart here at Daytona. 37 cars on track. We have lost 3 drivers after the first 5 laps of the race. That was 67 of Cody Lane, 77 of Joe Graff Jr., and the 5 of Bobby Gerhart, all out of the race, leaving us with 37 cars on track for the final 16 laps at Daytona. We also want to mention the 48 of Brad Smith is 1 lap down in that 48 car. But should we get a caution, he would get the free pass. But Ty Gillen and Riley Herbst, the 2 teammates for KBM on the Truck Series side. Toyota teammates on the ARCA side with different organizations behind the wheel. Anthony Alfredo, highest rookie in the field right now in 3rd place. Cody Rohrbach and Christian Eckes. Your top 5, Josh Berry, Chase Purdy, Will Rogers, Daniel Sassnet, and Andy Seiss inside the top 10 as the pace car will once again take that sharp left turn into pit lane. Giving the lead back to the 17 of Todd Gilliland. And we're back underway. 16 laps to go at Daytona, and another great jump on the outside with the 18 of Riley Herbst. He stays door to door with the 17 of Gilliland, heading down into turn number 1. It looked like Christian Eckes had thoughts about trying to make it 3 wide on Anthony Alfredo going into turn number 1, thought better of it. Daniel Sassnet jumping out of line in that 33 car. Nobody went with him though. There's Sean Core coming up through the middle. But looks like Sassnet and Core will be alright, but that does push the 32 of Tyler Dipple out of line. So now it'll be the 32 of Dipple falling back in the outside lane. As they come off turn 4, they're still door to door at the front. Riley Herbst, Todd Gilliland, side by side for the lead. Look at this, Alfredo making it 3 wide. Anthony Alfredo 3 wide at the front. Is that gonna work? And Rohrbach nearly gets taken up by the 22 of Berry. You saw that big wiggle the 7 car had. Now all of a sudden the 18 pushed to the outside lane. Riley Herbst, Cody Rohrbach trapped in the middle. Alfredo getting pushed by Eckes on the inside. Berry ditches the 18, gets behind the 7 of Cody Rohrbach, and now backwards will go the 18 of Riley Herbst. Out front now, Ty Gilliland. It's like the first time we saw after this entire afternoon that Gilliland's been able to lead. With clear from both sides, the inside and the outside line, as Herbst now outside the top 5, almost outside the top 10 already in that 18 car. Anthony Alfredo pushing Ty Gilliland to the lead. Christian Eckes now, he picks low to the inside of the 40. I think Eckes was hoping the 8 of Chase Purdy would go with him, but Purdy stays in that middle groove. Will Rogers up the track. There's Josh Berry, and once again they're going to be 4 wide off turn 4. How about that 54? That's Michael Self. We talked about him being a favorite to win here. He won this race 1 year ago, and now we see that 54 car inside the top 10. 12 laps to go, and contact is made of 22 of Berry to 69 of Scott Reeves out the track. The big one strikes again at Daytona. Is a big melee in turn number 2. Cars piling in from outside the top 20. One of them, the 12 of Harrison Burton. What some thought to be the fastest car here. Stuck back in traffic outside the top 15, outside the top 20 all race long. Severe damage on the front end of the 12 of Harrison Burton. But even more damage on the 36. That is Jesse Iwuji behind the wheel. The Patriot Motorsports number 36. Sean Core in that petty blue 43 involved. Brett Holmes. We saw Brett Holmes involved in the first crash of the day. He is already in 2 crashes, and looks like this will take the 23 behind the wall. And another favorite, the 18 Riley Herbst. We saw him side by side for the lead right before the first caution of the day. And now Riley Herbst, the NOS Energy Drink Toyota, done for the day, at least of competing for the win. The 28 Brandon Grosso involved, the 46 of Thad Moffitt, 11 of D.L. Wilson, Tony Marakovich, Brian Doza, Taylor Dipple, Josh Berry. A lot of good cars once again taken out. There's the 34 Mike Basham, and we have some more guys up here. We saw this after the first caution from Cody Lane, and it looks like we may have had that again with the 34 Mike Basham. And maybe even the 69 of Scott Reeves. One thing that is like the first caution, the leader is still the 17 of Todd Gilliland, but it is Christian Eckes now second, Anthony Alfredo, Andy Seiss, and Grant Quinlan, your top 5, Daniel Sasson, Michael Self, Will Rogers, Chase Purdy, and Cody Rohrbaugh, your top 10 at Daytona. The caution is out for the second time today. Let's take a look at the replay. Alright, let's take a look from the helicopter view. We see about a 4-wide battle beginning to form, and 4-wide at Daytona, it can be done, but it is very, very hard to make it happen successfully. And we're going to see the repercussions of this 4-wide gone bad here, and it looks like it's going to begin with a 22, a Josh Berry, I believe. Oh, no, looks like the 18, Riley Herbst. You see, he's stuck right there in the middle of that 18 car. Right on the door of Leilani Munter in that 20. And so the 18 is going to hook the 22 of Berry in the 10. That is Tony Marakovich in the 10 car. See, those two come down, collects Leilani Munter. The 69 of Scott Reeves spins out the track. Berry gets collected. Nowhere for Sean Core or Thomas Prater to go. Brian Doza wrecking back here. There's D.L. Wilson. Brett Holmes can't get slowed down. And it's just a big melee here in turn number 2. Dave Mader getting contact in that 63 car. Ronnie Osmer spinning around. There's Harrison Burton. There's Mike Basham. But remember, we saw that 34 car smoking on the backstretch, but he's not smoking right now. We're going to look at what happened to Basham here in a moment. There's Brandon Grosso, another driver who's been involved in both cautions this afternoon. Iwuji, Brandon Lynn. Take one more look at the replay here. And like we said, it happens up here with the 18 of Riley Herbst. He's stuck in the middle of almost a 4-wide situation, and see, he's trying to get a hole to go in between Josh Berry and Marakovich, and that hole it just closed so quickly. Nowhere for nothing. There's just not enough time for Herbst to react. Certainly not enough time for Sean Core or Thomas Prater or any of these other guys to get through this melee. Travis Braden, we saw Travis Braden come down pit road under that last yellow. He was behind all this mess, and he does a nice job getting through. So does the 3 of Willie Mullins. There's Andrew Belmont getting through as well. But let's take a look and see. We have another problem with some of these guys not able to slow down and run in the back of each other. If I can get a hold of some of them. And Yes, you see some debris already back here. That may have been from that 34, Mike Basham. Oh, Willie Mullins. There's Decker and Mullins, Mike Basham, and Travis Braden. We just talked about these guys getting through that wreck in turn number 1 and 2, and all of a sudden, their days are over. Willie Mullins, Travis Braden, Leilani Moonshire, they're still going, hitting each other back here. That's the 55 of Brandon Lynn, Scott Reeves, Mike Basham. So a lot of these cars already going behind the wall just because not being able to slow down. It makes you wonder if there was a lot of debris, maybe some oil from another car that got on the tires and unable to slow down, because that's a lot of cars at the same time unable to slow down on the backstretch, and kind of makes you scratch your head a little bit on what's going on. But what we do know is the 17 is dominating here at Daytona. Ty Gilliland, Chris Neckis, that will be your front row when we go back green from Daytona right after this break. Alright, 25 laps, 2 yellows. That gives us only 8 laps to complete this race. From the base car, the 17 of Ty Gilliland, the 15 of Chris Neckis, your front row. Neither have been to victory lane here at Daytona. Eckes has never raced at Daytona in that 15 car. He's like one of the many drivers in the field who's never even been to Daytona in a car. Another guy, Anthony Alfredo, never raced at Daytona before this weekend. He's lined up third on the restart. Andy Seiss and Grant Quinlan, the Canada native, inside the top 5 with a great run in the 30. We have 24 cars on track. Brad Smith did get the free pass, but he was actually 2 laps down, so he did get 1 lap back. That still leaves him 1 lap down. Josh Berry, Tony Marakovich, Rennie Grosser still in the field, 2 laps down. Drivers out of the race now. Leilani Moonshire, Scott Reeves, Willie Mullins, Mike Basham, Travis Braden, Ronnie Osmer, Jesse Awuji, Riley Herbst, D.L. Wilson, Brian Doza, Tyler Dipple, Brett Holmes, and Thad Moffitt. That leaves us with 24 cars remaining on track, but only 8 laps to go in Daytona. Chris Neckis a little bit sleeping a little bit on that restart, unable to get alongside the 17 of Ty Gilliland. Alfredo though unable to get to the bumper of the 17. So can Eckes and Andy Seiss get hooked up together off turn 2? Can they make a run at the 17? Side by side for second place. Anthony Alfredo and Christian Eckes side by side for second. There's 33 Daniel Sassnet, a great run in that 33 car, up in 4th. And then you have Michael Self and Chase Purdy working together inside and outside the top 5. 7 to go. Now Eckes falling back with no help. Grant Quinlan not enough to his bumper to give him any shove near to the 17 of Ty Gilliland. And you have that 52 car. Will Rogers driving for Kenny Schrader racing that 52 car. That team won here 2 years ago with Austin Terrio, and nearly around goes to 15 of Eckes on the hood of the 8 of Purdy, but a nice save by the 15. As we were saying, the 52 won here 2 years ago with Austin Terrio. What happened later that year? Austin Terrio won the championship. That 52 car does have good success here in Daytona. But it is Gilliland, Alfredo, Sassnet, Self, and Eckes. Purdy, Rogers, Rohrbaugh, Stephen Parsons up here inside the top 10. Along with Grant Quinlan, Andrew Belmont, Andy Seiss back in 12th. Harrison Burton saw him get a lot of damage, but they've done a nice job repairing that 12 car. At least have him give him at least a shot. He's in 13th. Salvatore Urbino, 14th. Sean Core, Thomas Prater, Kirk Horton, Natalie Decker, Dave Mader, and Brandon Lynn, your top 20. 3 wide out the front though. There's Michael Self making a nice run on the inside of that 54 car. Help from the 7 of Cody Rohrbaugh. And Michael Self is almost alongside his DGR Crosley teammate Todd Gilliland. Michael Self trying to go 2 in a row here at Daytona. Many drivers have been able to win multiple times here. We have like Bobby Gerhart, Grant Enfinger, John West Townley. Among those who have won more than one race at Daytona. We all know Gerhart's won more than 4 at Daytona. 8 to be exact. And there's still a pretty good group here at the front. That's Alfredo pushing Ty Gilliland on the outside. That helps Gilliland jump down and pick up his teammate Michael Self through the corners. Looks like the inside is where you want to be through the turns, but when you come off the turn, the outside line, we've been seeing it all race long. The outside gets a nice run off the corners, and all that speed carries all the way down the straightaway. But then when you get down into the corner, that's when the outside line seems to prevail, and that's what we're going to see out of Michael Self now 54. He gets alongside his teammate Ty Gilliland. Laps to go at Daytona. It is still anybody's race here at the front. Alfredo, another great push on the outside, gives the 17 enough speed to maybe clear the 54, but not this time. Oh, contact! Alfredo comes down, tries to side drive the 54. That nearly takes out the top 3 contenders. Just like that, and Self off that apron. Contact from Cody Rohrbaugh. That was a tough couple of turns by the 54 Michael Self, but he does a nice job and now has to regroup and make one more run out. He has 3 laps to do it. Alfredo goes up the track. Maybe he expected Will Rogers to go with him, but Rogers didn't. On the inside of Self, on the outside is that 52 of Will Rogers. Help from the 02 of Andy Seiss. A run through on the inside. Michael Self, Cody Rohrbaugh, and Grant Quinlan on the outside. Gilliland, Rogers, and Seiss. Double wide throughout the entire field. As they come down, there'll be 2 laps to go at Daytona. Another great push on the outside from Will Rogers in that 52 car. Inside line, they have to find a little bit more speed though through the corners. If they want to take this win away from that outside group of Ty Gilliland. But now Gilliland drops low to pick up Michael Self. Will they give Rogers a run on the outside? I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do anything with the 17. The 54 is going to have to try to lay back a little bit, get a nice push from Cody Rohrbaugh as they come off turn number 4. It'll be 1 lap to go at Daytona. One lap to go at the World Center of Racing. The white flag is in the air. There goes the move to the inside by Michael Self. He has Cody Rohrbaugh pushing. Gilliland up top with Will Rogers. 3 wide behind him outside the top 10. That's Stephen Parsons in the middle. But up front, Michael Self, can he stay alongside the 17? At least as they get to turn number 3. But I don't know. Here comes Rohrbaugh making a 3 wide. And a great push again by Rogers, pushes the 17 out in front. Michael Self now stuck in the middle of that 54. He drops low. He has to run there. Coming off turn number 4. It doesn't look like it'll be enough. From the pole to victory lane, the 17 of Ty Gilliland wins at Daytona for DGR Crosley. His first career win in the ARCA Racing Series here at Daytona. Todd Gilliland grabs the victory over his DGR teammate Michael Self in the 54. But looked to be maybe a side-by-side battle. Kind of ended up going away when Cody Rohrbaugh made it 3 wide off turn number 2. And that just ruined the amount of speed, the amount of momentum that the inside line had, and we saw the 54 Michael Self pay a price for it as he got put in the middle and lost his chance at the win. But it is that kid, 19-year-old Todd Gilliland, the winner here this afternoon at Daytona, and he'll be going to victory lane here at the World Center of Racing, the biggest win of that kid's career. He gets it done. Michael Self is second, and nice top 3 finish for Will Rogers. 4th place, Andy Sice getting another top 5 in the ARCA Racing Series, with Cody Rohrbaugh getting a strong run to 5th place in the number 7 for Cody Rohrbaugh. As the cars will go behind the wall to begin post-race inspection, let's take a look at the race results from today's Lucas Oil 200. Ty Gillen, your winner from the pole at 22 laps out of the 25 distant laps. They grabbed the win here this afternoon. Michael Self and Will Rogers really went through the top 5. Nice top 10 by Chris Neckes, Grant Quinlan, Anthony Alfredo in the number 40. Stephen Parsons, another driver who ran this race to get experience for the truck race next Friday night. And Thomas Prater coming down the hill with a nice solid top 10 finish in the number 9. Kirk Horton, Chase Purdy, Sean Core, Daniel Sassnett, and Brandon Lynn with top 15 runs. There's Harrison Burton back there in 18th. Natalie Decker 19th. Brad Smith, the first car off the lead lap, he finishes 21st. Tony Mrakovich, last car who finished the race, 24th in that number 10 car. And then 25th on down, the long list of drivers who did not finish. Most of them because of the second caution of the day. That big one that happened down in turn number 1 and 2, and even down the backstretch the following lap under caution. That took out a good bit of drivers. And Bobby Gerhardt will be the driver rounding out the field of 40 here this afternoon. Once again, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the ARCA Racing Series. Like we said, Nashville Fairgrounds, the next stop on the schedule. That'll be in about a month from now. And then we'll be going to Salem, Greenville Pickens, and Talladega for the ARCA Racing Series. But now let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for this race weekend. Tomorrow, the Daytona 500 pole qualifying will be tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll find out who will sit on the front row for the 61st running of the Daytona 500. Also find out which 2 drivers will qualify for the Daytona 500. That is all tomorrow here on March 531. Also tomorrow is the 2019 running of the Clash. 20 drivers competing in the Clash tomorrow afternoon. That will be at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time here on March 531. And here is the championship point standings coming out of here. And it's pretty much just like how the results are. Ty Gilliland is the point leader with 15 points on Michael Self. Will Rogers, Andy Sice, and Cody Rohrbaugh your top 5 in points. But we know Ty Gilliland not running full-time, Andy Sice not running full-time, Quinlan, Parsons, Prater, all not running full-time. So when you look at it, it's kind of a 5-point lead Michael Self has on Will Rogers as we head into Nashville in over a month from now. It's been a great day here at Daytona and a great way to start out a new NASCAR Mock season on this channel. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching the race here this afternoon at Daytona, and we'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time for pole day. Daytona 500 pole qualifying at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Until then, I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth, and we'll see you tomorrow here at Daytona. Congrats to your winner, number 17 of Todd Gilliland, your winner here today at Daytona.